Is everybody ready? All right, now here we go. A one, a two, a one,
Let's get it on. Welcome back to the Get Sunday Covered podcast. Here with you, as always, it's your boy, Cody, aka Touchdown Grace, and my good friend Brandon.
Touchdown Grady's, you mean touchdown
Is
there?
that what I said? Touchdown
Yeah.
Grady's? Did I combine those two?
You
We are a
combined both
team.
of us, eh? Tiggle Grady's, touchdown there for those of you folks, those of you new listeners to
How's
our
it going, man?
podcast. Welcome in. Glad to have you guys here. Another great week of fantasy football and football in general. Let's just jump right on into it this week. Cody, I would just want to start saying how thrilling it was to have you out here in Colorado. Huge shout out to Jordan for hosting us and allowing us to come on over for Thursday Night Football. If you haven't checked out
What a good time.
that episode, it's in our lives. We ended up going live on that, and man, that was a blast. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Shout out to everyone that was in the comments, and those of us that did join us on the live throughout the podcast. That was phenomenal. I would love to do that again, I would say.
Agreed. That was fantastic. And it was good to be home. Maybe my mishap there at the beginning was me still recovering from that whole trip, because it's been a long time since we did this, it feels like, but
it does.
Back at it again. We're going to cover the usual, guys, touch on the weekly recap, preview the final regular season week. Can you believe it? We are there. Week 14 coming up. Brandon's bets a little bit, and maybe touch on a little bit of the playoff picture if we got some time. Just kind of break down a little bit of what we might be looking forward to, but it's going to be another good one. It was a jam-packed, exciting week. It was fun being able to catch some games with you guys. I know, obviously, we watched the Thursday night game together, but I was able to catch a couple of the games with Steven on Sunday as well. So it was nice to actually be in person and talk football with you guys. So again, shout out to everybody that chimed into the live pod. Brandon, if you're ready, I want to go ahead and jump into a quick question, man.
Let's do it. Let's roll with it, man. I'm ready to get into this week. I feel like we had a great week last week, and just excited for this final week of the regular season. Playoffs are around the corner, so I mean, next week's pod will be coming out Thursday. Just so everyone's aware, Cody is off to Mexico.
That's right. And as much as I will miss you guys, I'm not going to miss you that much.
And that free tequila you're gonna miss when you're back home.
I'll be messing up the intro to the show again. You just wait.
You'll still be
all right. So Brandon, I was
drunk.
Yeah, hopefully not. That's why I want to record on Wednesday and not Tuesday. So I got to thinking, Brandon, it's we're still into that prime time of the year for all sports, and I know that you and a couple others in the league, Jordan specifically, we talked about some of this, just love sports in general. So I was curious if you could pick a sport to choose to have more like broadcast and media attention, like what would it be? Like, what's an underrated sport in your opinion?
Fuck, bro, that's tough. That's a tough question, but to be fair,
I agree.
I feel like it would be really cool to kind of get more of kind of a behind the scenes on maybe some more of the women's sports. Obviously, huge thing right now is kind of women asking to get equal pay to men, especially when it comes to like WNBA. But I feel like they don't really get a lot of attention. But I also feel like they're kind of in a prime season when there's not much going on. They play during the summer, so I feel like they could get a lot more media attention, but it's just not on a broader spectrum. But I
Sure.
also feel like something really dope that would be cool to kind of see get some more attention would be like fucking curling, bro. Like
Yeah, I mean, it
curling's
does have
tight.
a golden hour in the Olympics, but I agree, curling is fun.
Like if you've never done curling, it's fun. Like I've done curling. It's fun. But I mean, yeah, you
People only
get
know what curling is once every 4 years.
exactly. That's exactly what I was going to touch on is you only get it once every 4 years and all the other time you don't see anything. Another cool thing maybe would be like darts. I mean, I know like in Europe they go nuts during like dart tournaments, but like you don't
Really.
see that here in the States.
Now I think if Europe goes crazy over darts, for the States, it's cornhole.
That's fair.
Because you do see that
That's
on
fair.
TV quite a bit.
That's fair. Yeah, you do. That's
And
a fair
find me a garage in in the States that doesn't have a cornhole set in it. So I got
I got
one.
so yeah, fair point. What about you?
Well, I agree with you. I thought that this was a really tough question, and I just kind of went down a wormhole on the internet just to see, if there was any sports that like weren't popping into my mind, because a lot of the ones that were coming to my mind, I'm like, well, you do see that on TV, and like you can find just about anything on the internet, to like watch or stream or something like
Right.
that. And I guess part two to my question to you would be, did you know that like chess boxing is a real thing?
No, I don't even know what
Like
that
shout
is.
out Wu-Tang Clan, the mystery of chess boxing.
Yeah, I have
Dude,
no clue.
I'm not making this shit up. I watched it today. Maybe we can put the link for it down in the comments, but they literally like take these like chess club kids, I guess probably not kids, but in a ring with a chessboard in the middle of it, and they do like 2 or 3 rounds of a chess match. And then once those 2 or 3 minutes are up, they like take the board out of the ring and then they box each other for like
Oh
2 minutes.
shit,
And you can win by beating your opponent on the chessboard or by knocking them out. It's like a real thing, dude.
that's
I never knew
dope.
that. The commentary is hilarious. The
Yeah, I
dudes
bet.
like they don't look like super athletes, you know what I mean? But like it was I watched the whole thing. It was awesome.
So it's just some nerds
So
beating up on
that
each
gets my
other.
vote. Yeah, man. Shout out to the chess club kids. I was in chess club, but like I don't
I
know
mean,
if I'm
I'm good
jumping
at
in the
chess.
ring.
I'm pretty good at chess, so I understand that. Yeah,
And shout out one great taste. Ryan's pretty damn good at chess too.
that's what's up. Maybe we got to get
But
some
no,
online games going.
yeah, we might have to do that. Get a little get Sunday covered chess tournament going on. Find some stuff to do in the off season when it's only baseball and WNBA.
Fair point. I mean, you get majority of the months covered between, February and June with hockey and basketball, but then it's just,
Yeah,
after June, July and August and September really September I guess you get kind of preseason, but
I was gonna say yeah, they do a pretty good job of like sneaking the draft in there in the spring, and then you get like summer camps and
yeah, you get a
then into
dabble
the
of
preseason.
everything
So
throughout
it's
the
not too
year.
bad.
Yeah, they space it out pretty good.
What do you say we recap week 13?
Let's do it, my friend. Let's jump right on in to our weekly recap segment. All right, here we go. So Cody, pretty interesting week this week. In our pick'ems last week, we both went 3-2. So I'm still a game ahead of you on the year. Currently, you are 28 wins and 27 losses. There's been 55
God, we are
games
so mid, dude.
in total. Yeah, we are very mid. I'm 29 and 26, so one game back. I mean, this next week could decide it all in those terms. But
Do we
jump
have a
in.
wager on this?
I don't think we did.
Whoever wins pick'ems,
I didn't think we did.
we
But
might have to. If I wasn't a game behind, I might say we throw something up there, but
bummer.
yeah, jump on in.
All right,
I'll quit
so
talking shit for now.
we'll jump right on in. First game of the week, we'll just jump into my matchup against Cortland Slutton. Um, you know, overall, my team performed great. Really just looking at it,
Man,
I'm thrilled to see Jamar Chase throw up a 30 piece. Is he gonna be
a
able
lot of
to
that came on one
sustain
play.
that with a backup quarterback? I mean, he's at least showing me he's relevant to
I
put
mean, the kid
into
looked
my
good.
lineup. Lot of receptions. I mean, he had 11 receptions, so that's huge. And I mean, 149 yards with a touchdown. I'll take that all day.
Yeah.
Other aspects, only down players on my team really, DeAndre Swift, and then the Dallas defense. Man, it was kind of funny because Thursday night after the game, Steven texted me, Cortland Slen texted me, and he goes, "Man, why are you giving me hope this week?" But
Well, yeah, people have come to expect a 20 piece out of your defense. So
yeah, real big bummer for him this week, man. Losing Tank Dell for the year.
that's a big bummer in general.
Yeah, that's a huge hit to the Texans offense. But man, he's
Do you downgrade Stroud because of that at all?
no. I think Stroud will be just fine
Yeah, I
between
don't think
Nico
I do either.
Collins and Noah Brown.
Yeah, I agree.
Uh,
And I'm just looking at Cortland Sutton's roster right here. Like, definitely sucks to not have him moving forward. Considering he could potentially be fighting for a playoff spot here. We'll talk about a little bit that later in the episode. But I look at his bench and he's got Dobbs here. So if Christian Watson misses time, I think that's an upgrade for Dobbs. So I think he could be okay.
yeah, absolutely. I completely agree there. We'll see kind of what happens with Christian Watson down the line. JSN, I've continued to like JSN. I actually drafted him and I dropped him, but I mean since then he's kind of shown he can be relevant and that was a great pickup from him. Um
Yeah,
Big hits this
agreed.
week were really Josh Jacobs and Hawkinson on bye. But I had Gus Edwards, Stephon Diggs, and Kincaid on bye as well. Um,
What
so
happens with Ridley if Trevor Lawrence misses time?
that's the other question. What happens with Ridley here
Because
since
I think that, yeah,
and I mean Ridley had I definitely think the end of the game that catch right in the 5, I thought that was gonna hit my parlay. And they called it back and I was pretty pissed.
yeah, I
um
bet.
but it is what it is. I had a phenomenal weekend there. We'll touch on that as well. Um, but yeah, I mean, all in all, I think
Another big dub for you, man.
it's on to next week, and I've pretty much secured my ticket within playoffs right now.
Yeah, you definitely have. What I'm more curious about is are you going to be the first player in the Get Sunday Covered Sleeper era to break 2,000 regular season points?
I'm close, man. I need 92.06 points.
So you'll get that from Jalen Hurts, Alvin Kamara, and the Dallas defense.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, that would be
That'll be
that'd be
sick,
pretty
man.
sweet.
I hope
Um,
you do it.
Yeah, I had messaged you that about that earlier today because I was kind of just going through the history of GSC and kind of seeing, if there were anything that could be broken. The next closest was actually Stefan, and he had back in 2021, he had 1987.24. So he fell less than
Oh,
13 points short.
close.
But this is probably the closest anyone's been going into the final week. And I feel like unless something drastic happens, that shouldn't be a problem for my team.
I hope you do it,
I hope
and I
so
think
too,
you
man.
will.
I think so as well. Jump into our next matchup. Man, this was a good one. You and Steeler Virginity. Um, it was a must win for Steeler Virginity. I'll say that. And he managed to pull it off. I think this
That's
pretty
what is
much
this? Is
this punched his ticket into playoffs. So that was a huge win for him.
this is best game of the year? Let me pull that up. If it wasn't, it was close.
Um, I don't know.
It was.
I played
Nope,
everyone.
177 in week 3.
Yeah, against me. Surprise, surprise.
Yes, it
I know damn
was.
well that was
Nope, that
against
was
me.
against Sheamus. Nope, that
Okay.
was against Sheamus.
No way.
Yeah, swear to God.
Oh,
He
damn.
put up 154 against you.
Oh, he put up
So yeah.
154. So pretty damn
But
close.
yeah, this was a good matchup. I will be honest. I was really stressed out about the whole Trevor Lawrence thing. And I was still at Jordan's house at like 10:55 on Sunday morning, holding on to Trevor Lawrence. And remember that time that we all got together and you guys said you guys should kick Justin Herbert to the curb and play Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah,
Well,
I
I couldn't do
do.
it.
You didn't. You didn't do it. And I mean, in a way, it's okay. Obviously, it's a shame to see Trevor Lawrence go down. But I mean, he would have outscored Justin Herbert to say the least.
Yeah, and yeah, that's true. I still would have lost this matchup, but
Would have been a lot
I'm
closer.
still frustrated with Herbert moving forward.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Overall, though, I felt like it was a um, pretty good output from my team. My
Mixon
my
had a
running backs
hell of
are
a
really
game.
showing up big, huge. Jordan texted me at halftime. He said, "Dude, I swear, if Mixon puts up 48, I'm quitting the league." But I got close, not close enough. It's okay. The way it's shaping up right now, I may see Steeler Virginity in the playoffs first round. So
Yeah,
chance for redemption, perhaps.
possibly. Underwhelming,
And hopefully I'm
obviously.
getting Goddard
Logan
back too.
Thomas. Hopefully, what?
Hopefully I'm getting Goddard back, so I don't have to see Logan Thomas put up 2 points anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's really your underwhelming there, and obviously the Cleveland defense doing jack against the Rams. But all in all, I
Yeah, they're
mean,
playing like shit lately.
you can't be disappointed, especially when you have 140 points and you have a quarterback that throws up
Yeah,
less than 8 and you have a tight end that throws up 2 and
yeah.
then you also lose points with your defense. So you can't be disappointed with that because all of your other positional players played phenomenal.
Yeah, on the flip side of this one, Jordan too, huge game for him. I think Trey McBride, I think he was kicking himself for getting rid of Sam Laporta earlier in the year, but this pickup of Trey McBride has really been paying off for him. And I think not getting rid of CeeDee Lamb, obviously everybody knows how well Dallas is playing right now. His team looked awesome this week, man. I mean, everybody really went off. Big game from Derrick Henry, Puka, very solid. So it should be interesting for him in the next couple weeks.
Congrats, Jordan. I think you secured your ticket into the playoffs with that win. Jump into our next matchup. One great taste, Revenge of the Aints. Man, this was I feel like this week was a must win for Revenge of the Aints. And he really just fell short. Hollywood
He really
Brown,
got screwed with his bye weeks, man.
yeah, he did. DJ Moore, Josh Allen, and the Bills defense out this week. I mean, you can't be disappointed when you have the Indy defense throw up a 20 piece, especially when you're playing the Atlanta defense and they throw up 21. So can't be underwhelmed there. On the flip side, it's tough. It's good to see Chain back after his injury, and he throws up a 25 piece for one great taste. That's a good sign of things to come. Can't be
Good on
disappointed
Ryan
in.
for playing him.
Pardon?
Good choice.
No, yeah,
I said, good
absolutely.
job, Ryan, for playing him.
Absolutely. But then again, you look at his bench, he had Adams, Addison, and Komet on bye. He made the right call. Obviously, he had to play Chain, so it worked out in his favor. Curious to see what happens with Charbonnet as well moving forward.
They've got a tough schedule moving forward, the Seahawks do. So with Ken Walker coming back and their schedule, I would rather move Brees Hall back up into my RB2 and then flex out somebody else if I was Ryan.
Yep. I could agree with that. We'll kind of see what happens there. But yeah, all in all, great week for One Great Taste. Keeps his, hopes alive to possibly secure the 1 seed in the West. And get that first round bye. Obviously, he needs me to lose this upcoming week. And he needs to win. So we'll kind of see how that shakes out.
Yeah. Tough one for 7, but overall, a pretty decent matchup, guys.
A lot of the matchups were pretty good this week. I would say.
With the, yeah.
Jump into our next matchup.
Yeah, for the most part.
One Great Taste or Amelia's Army, Bench Don't Kill My Vibe. Wowzers. That's all I can say.
Yeah, damn.
Sheesh.
That's brutal. Brutal. He's already
Completely
down. Leave him alone. Yeah, she again, her trade for Dak, man.
It's a difference
Huge.
maker. Huge difference maker for her right now.
She started off the week real hot with DK Metcalf and Ferguson and Dak all on Thursday night. So that was a real steep hill for Amelia's Army to climb. I mean, it's been the story of his entire season. Again, 122 points on the week. That's not bad. You know what I mean? That's really not that bad. But 180 on the flip side, good luck.
Scary.
That's a tough way to win. Or I don't know. Ramondre Stevenson going down for him. That's tough. He's only got Madison on the bench. So if he's gonna keep his ass out of the toilet bowl, he's gonna have to do something.
Yeah. I would agree. What's surprising here is Cooper Kupp being on his bench. Would you be playing Cooper Kupp right now?
And I don't know. I don't think I would have played him against Cleveland.
Fair.
Well, I mean, just looking at who he played over him, maybe I would have played him over Thielen. Yeah, but he was thinking the same thing that I was thinking, is that the Chargers were playing New England.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I actually have,
so
I have something for that game on Thursday night in terms of bets. And I think a lot of people are going to like it. So we'll see what happens.
With the Pittsburgh New England game?
Yep. I'll just touch on it now. Pittsburgh, New England. Alternate under 7.5 is like plus 8,000. Slap a couple dollars on it. Put some hondos in your pocket. That's all I can say.
Well, the way New England's playing, that could definitely happen.
Exactly. And if the Chargers couldn't put up points, that gives me more of a reason looking at possibly a backup playing for Pittsburgh and against New England in Pittsburgh. I don't think there's really going to be a lot of points scored in that game.
Yeah.
Slap the under. That's all I can
Um,
say about that game.
Couple things I want to touch on before we close out this matchup here. Whitney very much playing for a playoff spot right now. Awesome to see her get this dub here. This was one that she really couldn't afford to drop. I'm looking at her team. The way that Dallas is playing, we talked about CeeDee Lamb for Jordan, Dak and Ferguson for Whitney. Then I look at Metcalf. They're coming to life. Philly playing amazing. Nico Collins. Tank Dell's out now. Up the target share for Nico Collins. He already's putting up 30 burger.
Yep.
She could be scary. All she's got to do is get in. We've seen her do it before.
Yep, exactly. I completely agree. And we were harping on her all the beginning of the season.
Mm-hmm.
She puts together some wins and look at that. Right
Does
in the
it,
playoff.
does it all the time.
Jump into our last matchup here. Hot Chub Time Machine, Drax, them Sklounts. I feel like this was
Almost doubled
kind
him
of
up.
pardon?
Almost doubled him up.
Yeah, almost.
Too close.
Quite underwhelming week for Hot Chub Time Machine. Real rough week for his team.
Yeah, I hate to see it.
You definitely hate to see it.
Especially when you look at his bench.
Yeah, exactly. When you look at his bench, obviously Saquon out this week. I don't expect much out of the Saquon and the Giants offense, but I think it would have at least gave him over 85 points. But
Yeah,
quite
how
underwhelming.
frustrated is he with Jahmyr Gibbs? Like, I feel like that's been the story of Detroit running backs this year. Like, I don't have any share. I might have one share of Jahmyr Gibbs, but I don't know that I'm playing him. Like, that's just got to be so frustrating.
Yeah, I definitely think I have a share of Montgomery.
How many times does he walk that ball all the way down to the goal line, and then they're like, "All right, Montgomery, you're up."
Exactly.
That sucks, dude.
That's the worst part for Gibbs is he's doing a lot of the groundwork, and then Montgomery's coming in and doing all the heavy punches at the end.
Yeah.
Which just kills Gibbs. But I mean, you look at Drax, teams playing solid. Obviously, this week he had Justin Fields on a bye, Cook on a bye, likely in the Baltimore defense. I don't really see a lot of depth in this team, but I see his starters being stacked, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
He has a great roster, but his bench is just a little underwhelming in my eyes.
I hear you. And yeah, I can't disagree with that at all.
Yeah. I mean, you look at this, the Gibbs Monty kind of head to head here. Obviously, Montgomery wins that with a touchdown difference, which is just
Yeah, that's the only difference, really.
yeah. I mean, that's the difference between them. Underwhelming day for Waddle, Lockett, and Njoku, Dotson. I mean, everyone on his side just did not perform on Hot Chub Time Machine's side. Then you look at the flip, another 20 piece, no problem from McCaffrey, Devontae Smith throwing up a 20 burger, Taysom Hill doing some damage, Kieran Williams doing another 20, Deontay Johnson having a solid week. Can't be disappointed with it. He's got the 1 seed overall.
Firmly
Curious to
locked
see how
in.
that plays out.
Yeah, he'll have a week to sit there and ponder.
Yep.
For sure, because he will get the bye.
Yes, he has guaranteed himself the 1 seed overall, with a 2-win or a 2-win lead going into the last week of the regular season.
Cool. Good job this week, everybody.
Jump into this upcoming week. Yeah, I mean, a lot of playoff implications this week. We will see how kind of this rides out, and see what happens. A lot of teams need to win, and they're playing
Yeah,
teams.
that's why I love GSC, man. It's like at this time, coming right into playoffs, it's usually like 3 or 4 that are still battling. I think there's, what is it, 5 of us that are pretty much locked right now.
Yeah,
But you don't see, you typically don't see it get Sunday covered where there's, full guarantees for everybody. There's still like 3 or 4 people that have a chance, which is fun. There's not much separation between having a spot and not having a spot, if that makes sense.
yep, absolutely. So we'll just jump in, kind of roll through the weekly matchups this week. Start off with my matchup, Tickle Gritty's Hot Chub Time Machine. Curious to see kind of if how Hurts does this week against the Cowboys defense. I think that game's going to be an absolute shootout, like it was for the first one. This week I'm going to roll with both Diggs and Chase. We'll see how that plays out for me. And then I'm probably going to flex in Kincaid this week instead of Kittle. I seem to like Kincaid a little bit more. And I also feel like if Kittle, I don't know. We'll see. Definitely like the Pittsburgh defense playing New England at home versus the Cowboys this week. Looking on the flip side, Gibbs, Barkley, Brock Purdy. We'll see. You think he plays Purdy or Love this week?
I think he's got to roll with Purdy.
I think so too. After last week,
Love's playing well, but I mean,
just that
the way San
defense.
Francisco is just rolling right now.
Yep.
He's surrounded by playmakers, man. All he needs to do is get it to one of them consistently, and he's going to have a big game. I would roll with Purdy.
Yeah, I'll probably play Kittle just to offset Purdy a little bit, in that aspect. Continuing down, Lockett, Njoku, Judy, Reed, and then the Jacksonville defense. All in all, I mean, this is going to be a good matchup. Right now, predictions are 65-35. I probably would put it more at like probably 55-45. Just going into this last week, I've given the benefit of the doubt, and who knows kind of how Diggs is going to play. In my eyes, we've seen him absolutely tank the last few weeks, so hoping for a bounce back, especially right before playoffs.
That's fair. But I'm in no position to feel comfortable with betting against you, so I'm going to give you the dub here. Unfortunately, I do think this spoils Hot Chub Time Machine's chances at the playoffs.
I would agree. I'm definitely taking myself. And yeah, I'm sorry, Joe, but I think you will be in that bottom bracket this year. Jump into our next matchup. Yourself touchdown there versus Cortland Sutton.
Let's get it. Bit of a revenge game here. He got me earlier in the season, and while he does technically have a path that he could get in, I'm looking forward to shutting that down as best as I can.
It's a very
at this
steep
point,
path to climb.
yeah, And I just want to cushion myself a little bit with another win. I'm going to have to play in the first round either way. So just going in on a high note would be nice. For now, I'm going to keep rolling with Herbert. I don't see a lot of players that I would play over him on the waiver wire, but we'll see. I don't currently have anything in for him for waivers tonight. So I'm really relying on my players that have been stepping up to keep stepping up. The one that you see right there, the empty spot, I'm hoping to have Dallas Goedert back this week to at least give me something. It can't be any worse than anything I've been getting right now. But
that's fair.
Projections are showing this one right now at 50-50. And for what it's worth, Cortland Sutton, man, you deserve it. You've been putting together a good lineup, and you already got me once in the year, so I think those projections are pretty right on point.
Yeah, I mean, it'll obviously change once you add a tight end, but yeah, this is a very good matchup. I think this is one of the matchups that you least look forward to in the year, just because spoiler can be played, but also you seem to kind of have these weeks against Steven where it's good solid matchups between you both.
Definitely. Yeah, I think when we played in like week 4 or whatever it was pretty close.
Now, I will say I can't go against you this week. I think you punch your ticket really with that 4 spot this week and kind of solidify that there.
Yeah, I'm always going to vote on myself. We know that at this point. Just for reference about that 50-50 projections, it was actually week 5. The total score was Cortland Sutton 140.96. Touchdown there, 140.08. Beat me by less than a point.
Yeah.
So I owe you less than 1 this week, buddy.
All right, jump into our next matchup here. One Great Taste, Steeler Virginity. Man, this has some implications behind it, just in terms of playoffs and everything like that. It could
seeding for sure.
Could put some seeding shakeups in, absolutely. But all in all, I mean, yeah, if Steeler Virginity pulls this one out this week, it would come down to a 3-way tie for that 3rd seed right now. Or my apologies, for the 4 seed. For the 4 seed, it would come down to a 3-way tie.
Crazy. That's absolutely bananas.
If you and Steeler Virginity win. So could be interesting to see what kind of, or actually it would be for 3rd place. My apologies. So it could be interesting what kind of happens here. This is a heck of a matchup. I'd love to see this matchup in playoffs, but I get to see it the week before playoffs start, so I'll take that. See.
Yeah, I look at this matchup here, kind of the same with mine and Cortland Sutton's, pretty close to 50-50. However, just comparing the two, there's a lot of question marks and even an out right now for Steeler Virginity, and then his bench isn't looking great either. Christian Kirk, I would say, is probably definitely going to miss some time. Yep. And then he's got a couple of people on by, where on the flip side, One Great Taste has a ton of people to play with. And I look at the 2 big names that we've been talking about all season with him, the Mahomes and Kelsey stack, big Buffalo matchup here. And we know when these 2 teams play each other, it's a banger of a game. So I think One Great Taste gets it done.
I'm going to go Steeler Virginity this week.
Calling the upset.
I'm going to take the upset this week out of them, and we will see what happens there. So let's keep our fingers crossed here. Go into our next matchup. Bench Don't Kill My Vibe, Draxum Scounts. I mean, this could be huge for Bench Don't Kill My Vibe. She needs a win this week to pretty much solidify herself into the playoffs. Right. And she's going she's facing the number 1 overall seed.
Tough way to end your year, man. Like, you're right there and you got to play Drax. This is going to be a good one, though. because she's been hot.
She has.
Her team's been real hot. So I don't know. Like this might be one where I call the upset. I don't think I will, but I'm just looking at the matchups here. You got the Philly receiver matchup.
Yep.
I think that's a pretty decent one. Curious to see Justin Fields against Detroit. I don't love that matchup, but kind of the same thing I said about One Great Taste team, Dallas and Philly. Is this going to be an offensive explosion like it was the first time they played? Or are we going to see a little bit more defense in this one?
Yeah, we will see. This is going to be a solid matchup. Curious to kind of see what goes on in terms for Bench Don't Kill My Vibe with um obviously her Dallas stack, as well as seeing what goes on with Nico Collins, see if he has another phenomenal week. On the flip side, I'm looking at Drax, really just looking at kind of how's Justin Fields going to do against Detroit. And then really looking at uh, Taysom Hill and Kieran Williams. I think Deontay has a solid game against New England. I'm curious to see if they kind of that game's just like last week's against the Chargers, but we'll see there.
Does Mitch did Mitch Trubisky take some classes and learn how to throw a football?
That's exactly what I'm referring to. Is let's see how that plays out. This game's going to be a boring Thursday night game. But
Yeah, I think I'll hang out by the pool in Mexico. Who are you taking?
yeah. I'm gonna take Drax in this matchup. I do like Drax here.
Give me Bench Don't Kill My Vibe. I'll take the upset.
All right, jump into our last matchup here. Emilio's Army, Revenge of the Aints. Obviously, I think Ramondre is out for some time,
Toilet Bowl preview.
but
No
possibly,
offense,
and possibly, we already know that Emilio's Army is pretty much going to be there. But who knows what anything's
we'll see, man.
possible. He's been putting up some decent weeks, so anything's possible in that aspect.
Yeah, like we talked about, this is tough for him. Ramondre, he's definitely going to miss the rest of the fantasy season. Who knows how much time he's going to miss after that? So I don't know. His team looks good other than that to me.
We will kind of see how everything shakes out there for sure.
Bet he wishes he still had Kyron Williams.
Might have actually gotten a couple wins and might have been in playoff conversation here.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, he's only 2 games behind 7, which means he's 1 game behind 3 other people.
Yeah. Sheesh.
Moot point. Doesn't matter.
I'm taking Revenge of the Aints this week.
Same. Yeah, I will too.
All right. Well, that is our weekly preview. Let's jump into a little bit of playoff talk this week, Cody. I want to kind of
break it down for us, because we kind of been talking a little bit of shit about playoffs, but there's no context here. So what are we looking at?
Let's take a peek here. Obviously, we know Drax. Drax is the 1 seed overall. He's locked that in. Myself and One Great Taste, we are basically locked into fighting for that 2 seed.
Second and third is what you guys are looking at, basically.
Correct. Now, basically, pretty much it's win and you get the 2 seed for me. For him, it's win and hope I lose. That's really the only way he can get in. Now, there could be a little bit of shakeup in terms of playoffs if he loses to Steeler Virginity this week and you win. that puts both of you, or that puts all three of you then at 8 and 6. If it was to start off of current points 4, you would actually jump up to the 3 seed, and then Steeler Virginity and One Great Taste would be in the 4-5 spot to then play each other in the playoffs. Then the
Got
6
it.
seed
Got it.
right now is Wits. She wins, she's in.
So this is where it gets interesting.
This is
I
where
think.
it can kind of get crazy. I'm gonna break it down for you guys. So Whitney, you win, you're pretty much in. Basically Joe, for him to get in, he's 158 points behind Whit. There's no way he's gonna catch him in points 4. However, if Whitney loses and he wins, he's in. Jump to the next one. 7. 7 is 28 points behind Whit. He is in with a win and a loss to both Whitney and Joe, and he has to outscore Whitney by 29 points. Now, Steven, he's back at 5 and 8 along with 7. Now, he can still get in. He's 74 points behind Whitney. He's in with a loss to both, or two, actually all three of them, Whitney, Joe, and 7, and he has to outscore Whitney by 75 points. His chances are a little bit more slim, but he still is in the conversation.
Wouldn't that be some shit if Steven pulled this off? Not that I'm rooting for it, obviously, because he's playing me, but wouldn't that be crazy to have Drax versus the entire Western Division?
That would be wild. Could you imagine? That would be nuts, man.
But like you said, that's tough. 29 points is that's hard.
Yeah.
That's hard to do. You have to gain a game plus 75 points here.
I mean,
not saying it can't be done.
She also threw up 180 points last week, which, escalated her massively when Revenge of the Aints threw up 132. If we would have had this conversation last week, it would have been flip flop. 7 would have been outscoring her.
Right.
So,
Right.
anything is possible. I mean, it's going to be an
Gotta love
interesting
it.
final week. Basically, I feel like Monday we're going to know who those 6 teams are, and it's going to be fun coming down to the wire.
And then it's money time, folks. Then we win or we go home.
And folks, weekly pick'ems are out for week 14 right now, as well as I'm updating the standings tonight, so those will be out with updated standings tomorrow or right now if you're watching this. Might have a special surprise for whoever wins the pick'ems. Cody and I are not going to be
you forgot to
included
put your
in
week
that.
13 in, buddy.
Huh?
I said Joe forgot to put his week 13 in.
Joe, man. My friend, what are you doing?
What are you doing? That sucks.
Yeah. Cody, let's jump on into the next segment here. Let's just make something fat and juicy live on the pod. What do you think?
What you got for us? Let's do it.
It's that time, folks. It's time for Brandon's bets. Let's get it on. See what we can stir up this week. All in all, take a look at the NFL this week. Like I said earlier, I really think right now, go ahead and take the under on 7.5. Turn your $10 into 700. I really like that bet right now. I don't know why. If you don't feel comfortable with that, maybe something more along your lines. and you want to kind of, at least guarantee yourself some money, take the 17.5 and do it there at plus 700. Still going to make some money, I think, on this game. Um, all in all, let's go in here. Let's cook up a juicy little parlay. Um, I think this game's going to be low scoring. I'm going to take New England plus 6. Um, I think I don't think the Steelers are going to beat the Patriots by 6, but anything's possible. Two good defenses. Take the Patriots there. I'm going to take the Ravens money line. I'm going to take the Carolina and the Saints. I'm gonna take an alternate on this. I'm gonna buy and sell some points. What I'm gonna do here, let's see. I'm gonna take the Saints plus 3.5 on that game. I'm gonna take the Colts minus 1.5. I'm gonna take the Jags. I think. Oh no, the Browns have Flacco, right? We'll take the
Indeed.
Browns. I'll take Tampa Bay. I'll take the Lions. I'll take the Texans. I'll take the Texans to cover the 5.5. Matter of fact, I'm gonna take the Lions to cover their 3. And then I will take an alternate on the Seattle San Francisco game. I'm gonna take San Francisco minus 7.5. Oops. All right. Well, I'm gonna take the Vikings. I don't like the Chargers Broncos game just because I feel like it's a trap game. So I'm gonna steer clear of this one right now.
Division
But
game too.
yeah, I'm gonna steer clear of that one. Bills Chiefs. I'm gonna take the over 47.5. Cowboys and the Eagles. I'm gonna take Philly to cover at plus 3.5. I have a feeling that they're pretty pissed after that San Francisco game, and this game's gonna be a shootout. It's gonna come down to last second field goal or something along those lines. I'm gonna take Miami to cover the 13.5 here. And then I am going to take the Packers minus 6.5. $10, turn it into $22,000. 14 legger.
All right.
Put $1 on it. Cash it. Let's do it, folks. Let's make some money.
I love it.
I'll have some more plays later in the week. But yeah, that'll cover it for Brandon's bets right now. I'll shoot some more out within the group, but might have a little discord in the process here, Cody. Might
Oh
be
snap!
creating something on Discord that could be exclusive to people to maybe outside of the Get Sunday Covered chat to possibly know what bets I would be placing. I've had a
I
hell of
love
a
it, man.
weekend. I mean, I know you got into Colorado, and within your first 30 minutes here, we had doubled your money.
As soon as I landed, I said, "Hey, Brandon, I'm here." Get me some money. And you did. You doubled me up in about a half an hour.
Yeah.
Those first basket parlays and stuff that you do, man, that's huge. I don't know how he does it, folks, but he's on a hot streak right now.
I've kind of found a niche with myself. These first baskets for the NBA. I bet two players on the same team. I kind of determine who I think is going to win the tip, and I probably hit about 70% of them. I know I missed some of them, but it's not going to bounce my way every time. But majority, I say over 50% hit, and that's all you need.
That's all you need.
You really only need about 20 to hit 20% to hit to be even. So I am in the profit very
So what
much.
you're saying is you're up.
Oh, I'm up. I'm up. Um,
Good.
let's just say last night, Brandon Ingram and De'Aaron Fox, thank you for their 30 points each. Y'all got me about $1,000 in winnings. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. I hit that cash out this morning,
Huge.
put it right into my bank account this afternoon. Shout out FanDuel for
Good shit.
expediting that too, man. And if you are interested in joining FanDuel, I will have a link within our YouTube in the description. Go ahead and click that link. Get yourself some free money. Let me see what promotion we can get you there, folks.
While you're at it,
You'll
why
get
don't
a
you guys
$50 in bonus bets. All you have to do is it matches your deposit. So sign up through the referral link, create a FanDuel account, deposit $10 plus, then place and settle any bet of $10 plus, and unlock $50 in bonus bets. Free $50.
Can't
If
beat
you don't have a
that.
FanDuel account, create it.
While you guys are at it down there, clicking links and making money, go ahead and give us a like and a subscribe if you haven't already. We're nothing huge, but it does help. So we appreciate you guys. And at least for now, we know that you guys are engaged. So maybe at some point we'll start appealing to, I don't know, maybe a slightly bigger audience. I don't know, perhaps.
Maybe. Cody, if I remember correctly, you got something special while you're out here in Colorado, eh? For those of
Something
you
special.
folks that weren't able to
That didn't
watch
chime in?
the live pod on Thursday Night Football with us, Cody, why don't you show the folks what we got since you have it on you? Mine's kind of tucked away right
I
now.
have it. I've been rocking it, and I will be rocking it every chance that I get. But we do have our first ever Get Sunday Covered merch. Check it out. I'm gonna get my microphone out of the way. Look at this. Brandon making it happen for everybody. It's great, dude. I love it. It's good quality, feels good, and it screams, I'm a fantasy football nerd, which is exactly what I need.
Which is exactly what we need. And there will be stuff down the line that we'll probably be doing, maybe some exclusives for people.
Yeah,
So
some different stuff.
yeah,
But if you guys are interested, let us know.
yeah, if you guys are interested, definitely don't hesitate to hit me up. We can probably get an order put in and just make it happen for everyone in the league and get it sent to your door.
Have a little Get Sunday Covered gang roaming the streets of Las Vegas.
That'd be
Good choice
tight.
on the black, I guess.
I wouldn't go in the black. I'd probably switch over to maybe like a white or something on that. But we'll see.
Get a sleeveless bro tank. Get Sunday Covered.
Yeah, possibly. I'm not a huge bro tank person.
Not with them
Might try
skinny arms, you're
and
not.
maybe get some polos though. That'd be pretty sweet.
Well, snap.
Definitely getting
You
the work.
fancy, huh?
Hey, there's big things coming, folks. Just be ready. More to come.
Facts.
Pro Bowl Sunday. That's all I can say. With
That's
that being
right.
said, let's roll on out of here, Cody.
Let's
Another
get
great
it.
week.
Yeah, on behalf of Touchdown Gritties and Tiggle there. I hope you guys take it easy.
Love it.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode.
Yep. Don't forget to hit us up to get you guys' Sundays covered. You guys have a wonderful week. Drop a comment, like, and subscribe. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
See ya.